The more you associate happiness with curiosity, the happier you'll be when your curiosity is satisfied. Welcome to the Happy Channel. It's TRS Clips. You mentioned that you were caught by terrorists, basically.
I was not caught, but I was caught in a position where there was nowhere I could go. I was stuck on a cliff, and I was basically hanging onto the side of that cliff. There was a deep drop below me. There was a waterfall on my, and I was just stuck to grass. There was a grass coming out of the rock. I was holding onto that grass. I had a heavy rucksack on my back. My weapon was on my back, and I was testing out some new shoes that day, and they were slipping like hell. There were some fancy shoes which came from somewhere, and we were testing it out, and they was just slipping, and there was just this much ledge of rock on which I was standing, and I was like Spider-Man there, and just suddenly I look at this guy is looking at me, and it's over. So it's like that.
But
So
why are you still here?
That I have asked myself often, and what I came up with this is that there is an alternative form of reality which we don't realize, and probably that is what the truth is. So it was an impossible situation basically, and there is no way out. It's over. It's just over. There is no getting out of that. But as I sit today, the exact opposite of what should have happened is what happened. There is 0% chance of of anybody getting out of that. There's no chance. There is just no chance. But the exact opposite of that happened, where I was caught and the reverse happened, right? Now at that point, I mentioned that I had a flash, that near-death experience, what science calls nowadays, where, there's like a burst of DMT in your, brain.
You've
and all
experienced that.
That's when the life flash happens, no? When you see
In that moment where you saw him?
Yeah, that moment.
Was his gun pointed at you?
I just saw his eyes, and the rest is all. It's the situation. They're always carrying guns. They don't move around without guns. It's like that. So yeah. So anyway, so that point when the flash happened, then entire life. I saw my entire life like a photo album, and each photograph had videos and videos and videos of. I saw my entire life in a flash.
But time dilation also happened.
That's time dilation only. Basically, how can you see your entire life that you have lived for 20, 25 years and see all of your 25 years in no time? It was not a second or 2 seconds or half a second. It was just no time.
You had a micro ayahuasca experience.
So later on I realized it's like a burst happening inside your head, in your pineal gland or whatever.
We will continue the story. I want to know more about this point. What is it actually like, seeing your life flash before your eyes? Is it pleasurable? Is it painful?
There is no emotion. There is no
objective.
judgment. There is no emotion. There is no judgment. There is no regret. There is no guilt. There is no nothing. It's an observation, detached observation. It just flashes. That's it. There is no missing anyone or guilt that you're carrying. Oh, I didn't do that correctly. Oh, that was wrong. That was right. That was great. This was bad. No, it's just emotionless observation of life, entire life.
Episodes like this teach Indians everywhere about what the Indian Armed Forces are. I'll let you go on.
Any human being, be it in the armed forces, be it from any nation, be it from any profession, is ultimately the same damn thing. It's consciousness expressing itself in infinite number of forms spread over time and space, right? Same damn thing opened up into infinity. So basically nothing and everything is same only. That's what it means. But we can't, because the mind can't fathom what that means. So we are stuck in duality, and we keep seeing things like this rather than like that. So that's the difference. So, but in the soldier's life, any soldier who has been in active combat, what happens in active combat is that there is a choice you are making to go into chaos where you could most likely lose your life. There's, like I say, as per a law of averages, it's a 50-50. So, if you really want to try and crystallize it. So any soldier from any country, from any place, specifically if I want to talk about soldiers who have been in, those soldiers who have been in combat, they would experience these kind of things. And once the experiences happen, then the reflection happens, and then the realization happens, right? So the more intense combat, the more intense situations that you have been in, and the more life and death that you have seen, at some point you'll start getting your answers about what's going on. But the same thing happens in other places also, in other professions also, in other these things also. So like that. And yes, the reason why I'm speaking about it is also because most of us live in a world where we don't have the answers for these things. We don't have the experiences of these things. So maybe it would help some people out of great complex things going on in the mind to snap out of it. That's it.
Came out a different person after that flash.
The different the flash so basically how I look back at it now in hindsight is that so all possibilities in our universe, it's called the Brahman, right? So it's a Brahm. The Brahm is the illusion or the dream. So basically all of reality is an illusion. It's a dream. It's like how it's portrayed in our ancient wisdom also. It's like how Vishnu is lying down and he's sleeping and he's dreaming the cosmos, right? That's how it has been depicted. And actually, if you connect it back with reality, and actually from where I see it, that's exactly what's going on. So we are individual personalities which have manifested from a source. Let's call that source Vishnu. And so Vishnu is dreaming, and we are all characters in the dream. But where is all these characters in the dream coming from? They are coming from Vishnu's consciousness only. All these characters, even though they seem very, like, for example, in a dream that you're having like when you go to sleep and you have a dream. So in that dream, you will meet people, you will meet various kind of personalities. With those personalities, you will have various kinds of interactions. Some may be terrifying, some may be very blissful. You may even experience love with someone, and all of these various things which happen when you're dreaming, right? But ultimately, what is it? When you are in the dream, all of that is real. All the circumstances that you are facing in the dream, all the people that you are meeting in the dream, all the emotions you are feeling in the dream, the fear, the joy, whatever you are feeling in the dream, all of that is very, very real at that point of time when you're dreaming. It's very, very real for you. But when you wake up from that dream, you realize, oh, it was all a dream. And where was all of this dream happening? Where were all these characters who seemed as real as this reality? All those circumstances which you were facing in the dream, during the dream, felt as real as this reality. All the emotions that you felt when the dream was going on was as real as this reality. But when you wake up, you realize, oh, it was just a dream. When the dream was going on, it was real. So this is my crux of my understanding of our experience as humans, as what's going on right now, that we are in a dream, the dream in a cosmic mind, and we're just meeting various people in various circumstances, various emotions. It all feels very real. So when you snap out of it, you'll realize that it's a real illusion. The thing about what has to be understood is that it's moldable. Since the dream is happening in your head only, so at some point, once you realize that it's a dream, then you can dream the dream you wish to dream.
I have to take you back to that moment, sir.
Yeah, please, sorry.
What happened once you got out of the flash?
So all possibilities. The universe is infinite in its nature, and all possibilities exist simultaneously, right? All possibilities. That's what's called the multiverse, if you may. So all possibilities exist simultaneously, and it's like a matrix, right? So like how a video game is coded in ones and zeros, right? If not this, then that. If that, then this, then that. That's how it's logic, right? So that's how life also unfolds. So at each and every step of each and every moment as you experience, there are infinite set of possibilities that can happen. For example, you and me sitting here, our conversation may go this way, may go that way, something may get triggered to raise some other topic or anything can happen. Infinite set of possibilities. There could be a fucking earthquake and this whole building could go down. anything. There could be a terrorist attack on this building. An infinite set of possibilities exist. But when you are at the cutting edge of this life and death, that near death experience, or that line, at that point of time, it's again, you either experience this reality or you experience that reality. But consciousness never dies. It was never born, so it never dies, right? Do you remember when you were born? You don't. So in some reality, there is a portrait on the wall, and there is a mala chada hua on that, and then people are some people may saying, oh, he was a great guy, he was very brave, and this, that, and some people are going, oh, he was an this, that, whatever. There are various opinions and judgments people will be having, and they'll be experiencing joy, sorrow, relief, or nothing, no association at all. So at that point of time, when the burst happens or happened, or so in one reality that has happened, and these other realities, what is this is going on. So it's like
this is the reality where you survived.
Yeah.
How did you survive?
How did I survive? Well, everything turned on its head from where it was to what happened. I'd rather not talk about it. Yeah.
Someone else took him out.
No.
He just chose not to shoot.
At that point, yes. For some reasons. So yeah, see, the thing is, the lesson to be taken from that, it's not the incident itself.
Okay. Okay. So it's still a mystery how you survived. That's okay. That's respect for the Indian Armed Forces. That's fine.
Yes.
Okay.
Respect for everyone, in fact, for our, it's like I said, when situations like that, judgment is, when you create judgment or when you operate on judgment, you limit your experience to what you think it is. And that's your ego, which is creating differentiation through judgment. And you say, this is right, that is wrong, he's less, I am more, all of that. And that's where suffering happens. And that's where all the drama and the unreality of reality is.
Okay.
So when you step back and zoom out and you look at things beyond judgment, is where you can get the actual picture of what is. So the more observational in nature you are, the more aware you will be. And therefore, the more easily and simply you can manifest your physicality. You can make choices. You can make them instinctively. You don't have to think about it. It happens.
Okay.
So I would see a guy like that. Okay. Yeah.
Correct me now wherever I'm wrong. I'm going to try to break down partially, like a bit. There's no way I'll know your perspective, but this is the perspective I've learned from you as well as the other vets who've been on the show.
Yeah.
If there is a combat situation that you find yourself in, firstly, it happens in a flash. Your body and your mind go automatically into flow state based on your years of training. Your weapon is an extension of your own body. At the same time, if you're a great soldier, you'll be extremely aware of your surroundings and aware of what your advantages and disadvantages are. You'll make that calculation very fast. Now I'm assuming that the enemy begins to fire on you. You have to be extremely aware, but you have to also take them out because they're trying to take you out. This is where my civilian mind stops its understanding. What happens after this point? Too many factors, or like how do you figure I want to take down that guy? Because I'm assuming you are behind cover, even they are behind cover. Now what do you do?
So what happens is, again, there's a direct correlation with any kind of life out here, any profession, any kind of life, any human being. There's a direct correlation. So like, for example, the situation that you have described is a combat situation in which you're stuck, you're spotted, and you're being fired upon, and you have to, kill or be killed is where you are, right? So in the civil world, you will find yourself in many such circumstances. It may not be kill or get killed, but intense, where success and failure is happening, right? For example, so the key to, so it's basically chaos happening. Now it's all out of your control, right? Everything is out of your control. When a bullet starts flying, when multiple bullets start flying, basically what is happening is the bullets, till the time they have not hit anything, till the time they have not touched anything, they're flying in a straight line to a certain distance, right? And they're flying at an extremely high speeds, right? So when a bullet, till the time it has not touched anything or hit anything solid, it's flying in a straight line. But once, and you're generally operating in mountains, and there's a lot of terrain, there are trees, there are big rocks, boulders, etc. So when a hail or bullet comes, so the bullets start ricocheting, they start bouncing off stuff, and they're just flying around everywhere, and you can't see it. so fast. Bullets are flying. You can't see a bullet flying, right? But you know it's there in the air. You can hear tap 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 pat 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 pat, and you can just see, mud rising, small, and pat 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 karke, and like that you can see all of that, and you can hear all that is going on. So it's basically chaos. There's death flying around in the air, and you are in the dimension of death. So in that dimension, there is complete chaos. Anything can happen any moment, right? Now at that point of time, you have come with a very clear objective of what you have come to do. It may not be to destroy it, maybe to surveil it, maybe to this, maybe to that, maybe you just, whatever. So whatever is happening in that middle of the dimension of death, at that point of time, it is awareness. So there is an infinite set of possibilities constantly floating around everyone. In those infinite set of possibilities, there are certain opportunities and there are certain things which will finish you off, right? Where does survival come from? Survival comes from being aware of the opportunities that are around you, so that you can pick that opportunity that works for you and then go for it. So how do you become aware of any situation? By firstly surrendering to the truth of that situation. The truth of that situation is it's anybody's game. So you understand that it is anybody's game now. Now, once you have understood that it's anybody's game and you have accepted that you can die and it can be over in a flash, is when, and you're still alive and you're still around after having realized that, is then when you can objectively look at the circumstances that you are in, and then you can see the various infinite set of possibilities that are inside you, and your mind will click onto that exact damn one thing out of that infinity that is flying around you. You can pick up that one particular thing that is going to change the game and get you out on top.
Could you give an example of what that one thing could be?
It could be one thing. It could be a variety of various things in a certain design that you execute. You do this, and this game is changed. So, I can answer this, but I'd rather not, yeah.
So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you check out this playlist for more videos just like this. It's the Artist Clips.